Shall we look at NXT Takeover New Orleans then? Because it looks like it's going to be a stellar card. Looking at this has got potential of being one of the shows of the weekend, perhaps even the entire calendar year. Should we start by first looking at the brand new North American Championship that's been introduced? Of course, William Regal. It's only been televised this week on NXT TV. William Regal announcing this championship and was interrupted by EC3, who come and did a fantastic promo, by the way. He had everyone eating out the palm of his hand. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out on the network now. Definitely worth a watch. But the people that are going to be competing then in this ladder match for it is going to be 6 individuals. We've got EC3. Joining him will be Adam Cole, the Velveteen Dream, Lars Sullivan, Killian Dane, and also a debut for Ricochet. Now, I don't know about you, but I have never been this excited for a ladder match in WWE. I think at least for about 5 years. This really, for me, feels like it's going to be something special because you've got all different shapes and sizes. Ricochet, for starters, the aerial ability this guy has alone, I expect something special from him. Adam Cole should be very good in a ladder match environment. We've got the strength and the muscular ability of Lars Sullivan. Same with Killian Dane, but he's also quite agile for a guy his size. I really think that it's going to be something special. And we've got the gimmick of the Velveteen Dream in there as well. And as well as the EC3. How do we see this one playing out, George?
I think this is going to be a match of the weekend. I'm going to put that out there now. I think they're packed in with everything. You've got a little bit of everything you like there. You've got the brute power from Lars Sullivan, the high flyer of Ricochet, then you've then got the gimmick of Velveteen Dream. When you add EC3, Adam Cole, and Killian Dane as well, it could go either way. I think this is one of the matches that whoever wins it, I'd be happy. I think whoever comes out with the belt, I'd be happy. But in terms of who I think is going to win, I'm going to go for. I think they're going to give it to Velveteen Dream. That's what I would put my money on. I think he's had a massive push. He's been one of the most improved wrestlers in NXT over the past few months, and I think the reason why I think he'd probably win it. I think although they're going to give Ricochet a strong showing, I think EC3 will have a strong showing as well. I just think that Velveteen Dream will bring instant credibility to that title. I think he'll make that title mean something, and I think that will take his character and him as a wrestler up to the next level. If that makes sense. Him with a gold. Can you imagine the promos he'll do and how over he's going to become if he wins it?
I can indeed. And he's one of 2 people I have in mind of winning this match. Now, originally I thought Adam Cole would be a shoo-in for this, but with the injury to Bobby Fish, and he's going to be involved with the tag team championship match as well, which we will come to very soon, I feel that Adam Cole is going to be best suited for that. Killian Dane I see on the main roster this time in 2 weeks, so I feel he will not win. I agree with you, Ricochet. I expect a strong showing from him, but at the same time, I don't see him winning. Who else have I missed out? Lars Sullivan. Now, here's my opinion with Lars Sullivan. I expect that by the time we get to SummerSlam weekend, this guy, if he's not NXT champion already, he will be gaining it that weekend. So for me, this leaves it down to either the Velveteen Dream or EC3. Many would say that EC3 would go straight to the title picture, but I do wonder if this championship, although it's meant to be a mid-card championship, it could have kind of a main event feel with it already if EC3 was to win the championship. So I'm going to stick my neck out. It's his debut match. I think the Velveteen Dream is already massively over. I think he could perhaps go without the belt just for a short time. I'm going to go and stick my neck out and say EC3 is going to walk away as the new North American champion. Do you think, like you said, that there's not a loser whoever wins this, is there?
No, definitely not. I think you're looking at what you said earlier, that Lars Sullivan especially, he's the next Braun Strowman for me in terms of he's NXT's version of Braun Strowman. If EC3 wins it, there's no harm done. He's a fantastic wrestler. I think this is just one of the matches that we look back in 5 or 10 years and say, wow, I can't believe we actually watched this. This is a match that you just instantly looking forward to. This is just the start of the card though, and you've got so many more other matches as well that are exciting, if that makes sense. But it's really good that they're putting this inaugural NXT North American Championship in a ladder match. I think that really adds credibility. And I think this could be one of the most high-flying, dangerous matches we've seen since the original sort of TLC matches. I'm really going to put my neck on. I think they're going to really go for it. Particularly to WrestleMania weekend, I think you're going to see a lot of memorable moments, and a lot of probably crazy moves and crazy bumps, so to speak.
Yeah, I completely agree. You would go all out, and of course it's Takeover as well. Takeovers normally seem to deliver whatever gimmick matches they put over, so I do expect that this is going to be something special. We'll move on then. We'll look at next then the NXT Women's Championship. We'll go with Ember Moon, the champion, versus Shayna Baszler. Now, this is a rematch from the last Takeover, which I believe was in Philly. Of course, Ember Moon picked up the victory last time. I feel that means this time, surely, the belt will switch. Will Ember Moon come to the main roster? It's still unsure. It felt at one point she was coming up. The latest rumours of names released, she isn't coming up. But maybe she will do later in the calendar year. Maybe they're just going to finish off. Maybe she'll get a third match. But I do feel that Baszler is going to be the champion come the end of New Orleans. How do you feel with this, George?
Yeah, I'm definitely agreeing with you. I think it makes sense to switch it up a bit. Clearly, Ember Moon's had the belt for a while now. She's obviously defended the belt, obviously, since she won it back in November. So it's about time, obviously, that they do this up. I think Shayna Baszler clearly is probably going to be the future of the NXT Women's Division at the moment. And I think it all depends on whether Ember Moon is going to go up to the main roster. As you said, the rumours are out there that she's going to be going up. So I'm going to put my neck on the line. I think it will be in this match none other than Shayna Baszler. I think she has to win this here. I think if she loses this match, I think it further destroys what the build they've done for her so much, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. She's had so much credibility. I mean, you look even to the Mae Young Classic when that first started, she looked like an animal. You know what I mean? Like, anyone that was put in the ring with her was tapping, and that she looked so creditable in that sort of tournament until she lost in the final, which you thought, well, okay, it made sense for her to lose in the final because it was just almost a lucky win. Ember Moon, it was you could even say it was a fluky win. I would love to see an Eclipse go, not necessarily go wrong, but for her to attempt the Eclipse and get caught and put into Shayna Baszler's lock. I think that it would be a great way to finish that match off if that is possible to do. And I agree with you, for credibility reasons, she's lost a couple of times. I don't think she can afford another loss because she will start losing that credibility that she's got. She's got potential at the moment to be seen as perhaps the most dominant. And I know it's only a short time since Asuka went to the main roster, but she's got potential to be that kind of character, that sort of dominance, where it's going to be hard to take the belt from her. And I look forward to seeing how that's going to play out. Have you got any more thoughts to add to that match, George?
No. I think it's going to be another really good, solid match. I just hope this match is given time. That's all.
Yeah, I do as well. Next, then, we shall look at the Tag Team Championships, the Dusty Rhodes Classic. I guess because the finals is going to take place on NXT TV this upcoming week. I haven't seen the spoilers, so don't quite know how it's going to work out. But I do realise that it was supposed to originally be the winner was supposed to get a tag team title match. But both teams are in this in a triple threat tag team match, which I really like. We're going to have then the Undisputed Era, of course, Bobby Fish is injured, so Adam Cole doing double duty. So Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly are going to be the Undisputed Era defending the belts against the Authors of Pain and also against Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne, the United Kingdom champion. This has got another... triple threat matches are quite exciting. NXT as well throws out some exciting tag team triple threat matches. Is this one going to be another one of those? I feel this has got all elements of being a 5-star classic.
I think it's going to be really, really good. You put in so many different fantastic wrestlers with different styles in this match, if that makes sense. I think the only problem I can see from it is you are going to have Adam Cole potentially have wrestled earlier in the night or saved himself for the later match, if that makes sense. But no, I think it'll be really, really good. I think you're clearly going to go forward and give this match time. I think the fact it's going for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic trophy as well further adds some sort of entertainment, if that makes sense. In terms of a pick for me, I think it's really, really hard. I actually think that the Undisputed Era are going to retain this. The reason why I think the Authors of Pain are set for a call-up, so I think that will take place. And I think Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne, although they're a fantastic team, they are fantastic wrestlers, I just don't see them as a credible team, if that makes sense. I don't think they're believable in this tournament. Although they've gone through the qualifying of the tournament by beating various people, such as Sanity and such as Danny Burch and Only Lorcan, I think it's just the fact that they're saving, basically, Pete Dunne for this United Kingdom run, if that makes sense. I don't really see him as a NXT Tag Team champion. I think he's better as a singles wrestler.
Yeah, it doesn't really suit his character to be a tag team wrestler, really. But I understand Mustache Mountain was supposed to be in this role when Tyler Bate was injured, so they gave us the spot elsewhere. And I personally would like to see that turn back into a... Because it's almost like a friendly rivalry between Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne. They had a match for the UK Championship, and Pete Dunne, of course, retained. Then they've got sort of mutual respect for each other, and they've now been a team throughout this tournament process. I would like to see it go to another match afterwards, ideally, unless one of them goes to the main roster, which will be Roderick Strong, if anybody. And he is rumoured to potentially be going up, but it probably will be to 205 Live if he's going to. Looking at that, though, I would say I would completely agree with you. I think right now, be the opener of the card, if you ask me. And I think Adam Cole then gets the opportunity to go back into the ladder match later in the evening. You could turn around and argue and say, but surely he needs to be fresh for the ladder match. But technically, the ladder match is all about opportunity. So as long as he picks the right moment to climb the ladder, he can win the belt. So it doesn't harm him as much to be in that match second. And you never know as well, if he's retained the tag team championships for the Undisputed Era, there could be a big killer spot which takes him out of the match early on. That way he doesn't have to have such a big spot or a big role in this ladder match. So if that was me, that's how I would personally book it. But I agree with you, Undisputed Era, for me, it would do them the most favour to keep the belts as well. So I'm going to go for Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole as well to retain the belts here. Would you anything more to add, George, for this before we move on?
Do you think that the Authors of Pain, if they're potentially going to come up, do you think that this is going to be a real good way for them to say goodbye? Almost, I think that they're really going to go all out here to go out on a high, so to speak.
Yeah, I think so. I think that this will be a big moment for them. I personally would like them not to do the job. I would say that. I know that normally people leave on their back in NXT, and if this is just a 1-4 when it's not elimination, I still would like to see Roderick Strong do the job here, because he's kind of like the company guy. And I'm a big fan of Roderick Strong. He's one of my favourites in NXT, but I think that he would be someone that would be suitable for the role to do the job here, where it wouldn't do so much harm to him, where some of the Authors of Pain, they need to remain creditable. So even though they don't win the match, I think they should go all out, but not necessarily take the loss where they're actually going on their backs.
Definitely, I agree with you. I think it's going to be a really good match. I think it'll be great to see how they all sort of coincide and how they all get on, if that makes sense. I think it's going to be something really, really good. And as you said, this would be a good opener, so I agree with you there. I think that's spot on with where it should be in the card.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you, there's not really much opportunity to catch your breath on this card either, because the unsanctioned match has now been confirmed. It's been in the rumour mill for a while. It's going to happen. An unsanctioned match means that clearly it's not been cleared by WWE. It's just a match that's going to take place. So it looks like there'll be no rules here. It's going to be an all-out brawl, and what better way as well, because it's been a feud that's been built to perfection. Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa. If Gargano wins, he gets his job back in NXT. If he loses, he is banned from NXT for good. For me, personally, it would be great to see a feel-good moment. I mean, if we go back here, Tommaso Ciampa turned on Gargano at NXT Takeover Chicago last year. Champa was out for an injury for about 7 or 8 months. They built the storyline so well with Gargano for fans to get behind him. He kept losing and losing. He eventually got himself, by accident, replacing into a number 1 contendership tournament, which he ended up winning. He won a match against Cassius Ohno, then winning a fatal 4-way to get to NXT, where he took on Andrade Cien Almas. He lost that match. Then we saw the return of Champa. And of course, that takeover match as well was absolutely sublime. Johnny Gargano is at the peak of his, is almost Daniel Bryan, like how much the fans are behind him. To see then Ciampa come back, and then with the rematch of Almas and Gargano had to put his NXT status on the line, but Ciampa to cost him that. So much heat went to Ciampa. It's unreal how much. It's definitely the best feud. We've seen Gargano, we've seen attempted interviews from Ciampa. He's gone into the arenas and he's not been able to get a word in where the crowd is all over him. Eventually, after about 3 weeks, he does and says that Gargano is not here, he's not coming back. And then we see the attack take place in the ring. Gargano does come in and invade NXT. We see him invade Ciampa at his house at 3 o'clock in the morning. Incredible, a really breathtaking writing. Full hats off to the NXT writing team. This match has now been made unsanctioned. Clearly the best feud going into WrestleMania. It's just hard to make a prediction at this point, but if I'm going to stick my neck out, I feel Ciampa's going to win it. I feel that it's going to really give that heat. It would be nice to see that moment go to Gargano, because it would feel like a storyline, finished in a really nice way, and perhaps even an attack afterwards by Ciampa would then give him his heat back. But I feel that Ciampa will stay in NXT, and I feel Gargano is going to go up to the main roster. So for me, it feels that it don't make sense for a Ciampa victory. George, I'm going to need your input. Where's this going to go? How is it going to finish?
I think this is going to be an absolute classic. I think you look at it, Gargano's previous match with Andrade Almas at NXT Takeover Philly, probably one of the best matches I've ever seen in my life. So I think this match is going to be absolutely classic. Clearly, this has been building since January 2017 as well, so I think that makes it it's great to see the penultimate end of the feud. I like the way that they've teased that it wasn't going to happen for months now, and then it comes back. I really like the way that they've built up Ciampa as an ultimate badass heel. I think that's been done really, really well. and I really like the way that everyone's behind Gargano. As you said, he's a bit like the new Daniel Bryan, if that makes sense. In terms of who's going to win, it's all down to whether he goes up to the main roster. That's the key thing. I don't see he is due on the main roster eventually. I just don't see it now. So I think I'm going to go with. I think Gargano's going to win. I think he'll win, and he'll get the feel good moment, so to speak, and then that'll get his job back, so to speak. I think it depends on what they're doing. It's all down to whether he will be on the main roster, if that makes sense. But I think this match is going to be fantastic. I think this could go anywhere across the arena. I think this is what we're going to be calling a hardcore match, so to speak, in modern day WWE, if that makes sense.
Is there an opportunity that this could close the show?
I think so. I think it should do. As I said, this has been building since January 2017, so that's a long time to finally build, and it's all down to how devastating and how much of an impact this match makes, if that makes sense. I think it has to, unless they go with the whole world title match, if that makes sense, which we'll get into shortly. I think it should end the show, but probably won't. I think they'll probably go with the world title, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds strange to say that, but actually, for once, I do agree that the world title should be almost given the CM Punk treatment of 2012, where it was the penultimate match before the main event, where John Cena, whoever he would face. But it just feels like that rivalry. There's so much heat. There's so much feeling in it, and I feel that the fans will be exhausted when that one's finished. So I kind of feel almost that it would be good to close the show, because that's a good way to end it, and especially as well if you're ending on such a high. If Gargano wins, the place is going to be electric. The fans will go on happy. Of course, if he loses, but the heat again that Champa would get, I mean, it's incredible. Could we see Champa as a potential contender for the championship at the next takeover should he win here?
Potentially, it's all down to sort of how they get behind him. I think the whole thing with it is, in fact, if Gargano wins, he's back in NXT, back higher. Whereas if Ciampa wins, Gargano will be out of NXT. It's all down to really what they do. Do you think potentially they could do a third match, or like not a third match, a second match even, like the following takeover? Perhaps if Gargano wins, just to carry on the feud, or do you think this will be a total feud ender, so to speak?
I feel the way it's going to be an ender. I don't see it going to another takeover, but. If Gargano was to win, then they would have the potential to do that. And maybe then they could do a loser leaves NXT for good, and it's on both of them rather than on one of them. So there is that opportunity to do that. It's just how they want to go. Like you say, there is so much scope you can do this. There's so many different directions this actual rivalry could go, which is exciting from a fan's perspective. You don't get that a lot in WWE these days in general, or wrestling anywhere. So it's fantastic to see that not only is there not really a right or wrong answer here of who wins the match, there's also many different directions they can take this afterwards. And I really hope that someone somewhere, whoever's writing for anywhere in professional wrestling, looks at this feud and says, this is how it's meant to be done, because this is the match that for me is going to make Takeover. And I agree with you. I feel that this has, it's got everything in the making in it, and it's been perhaps over a year in the making of making. Certainly it's been the last 10 months since the turn on happened. Of course, you have the championship loss originally, which is what perhaps caused the start of this, with the championship chase from there on. It's hard really to know where to go here, George, to be honest. But I'm going to stick my neck out, and I'm going to say Ciampa's going to win. Whatever goes on, I feel they can't go wrong with this, and I'm pleased with that. But to give a prediction and a final word on it, I'm going to say Tommaso Ciampa walks away with the win. How about you?
I'm going to go with Gargano. Let's go opposite. I'll go Gargano.
I like it. And that also makes a good feud, George. We're not on the same side. We're actually sitting on opposite sides of the fence, and I think that's a good thing in wrestling. We need more of this. But we'll go to the main event then, and what we think will close the show. Maybe shouldn't, but perhaps will. It's the champion Andrade Cien Almas, who of course has Zelina Vega in his corner, and will be taking on the challenger Aleister Black, who has only lost in a fatal 4-way. He's not been pinned any other time. It's going to be another great match. I mean, for those who will remember, this was Aleister Black's first match a year ago at WrestleMania weekend, was against Andrade Cien Almas at Takeover last year, which was in Florida, in Orlando. So it's quite fun to see it come full circle that this is now the title match. I feel personally we're going to get a new champion here, because I think, for one, Andrade can be called up, but two, I mean, Aleister Black, the guy's money. He is like what Finn Balor was 2 or 3 years ago in NXT. I feel this guy is going to carry the banner and definitely can sell merchandise, tickets all on his own. I feel he's got a lot to give for the NXT products, and he's not coming up anytime soon at the moment. But I do think one day he could be the man in WWE. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm very similar to you. I think that we are going to get a brand new NXT champion. I think the reason why he released the belt is will free him up to come up to the main roster. I think Andrade Cien Almas obviously will be up on the main roster, if that makes sense. I think this is really good. Although he's only had the belt since November, he has been quite credible as a champion. I feel that they've done a really good job of putting him over in that bracket, if that makes sense. I really like what they do with Aleister Black. I think Aleister Black will bring a sense of sort of extreme to NXT if he has the one title. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens. I think this match will be good. It may not be as good as the other takeover matches, but I think this is definitely going to be a match for the world title. I think they could do some interesting things, definitely.
Yeah, certainly can do some interesting things. And of course, if Aleister Black wants to win the belt, I mean, he's got some clear challenges. I think that's the other thing that makes me feel here that he's going to win, because the contenders feel like there's a lot more heels that can go for the championship after this rather than faces. I mean, if Andrade is then free to come to the main roster, like we've mentioned, Lars Sullivan, we've got EC3, Tommaso Ciampa. They are guys that can perhaps challenge for the belt here, and it feels that for me it makes a lot more sense to have a face holding that championship. Any more on the world title picture, George, or should I go to the next segment?
You can go to the next segment if that's okay.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'll tell you what then. The question is, normally WrestleMania weekend, there's always a new face sitting in the crowd. Are we expecting a return, maybe like a Drew McIntyre, or do we expect a new face potentially to be joining WWE? Could even War Machine be making a debut this upcoming next Saturday?
It's a good shout. I think you're looking at some of their recent signings. I don't think we're going to get a return from Drew McIntyre, as much as it would be good to see him in the crowd. I think they definitely have to get somebody there. I think it would be good to see sort of War Machine get that space, if that makes sense. I'm not really too sure if WWE or NXT have made any signings or acquisitions recently, but I think they usually do a cameo or some sort of feel good. I'm sure somebody will be in the crowd, I think. And in terms of who, I'm not too sure. I really would like to guess who, really.
No, I wouldn't like to guess either, but I do say that if they're going to bring someone in, I think they need a face. I think that's definitely what's missing from NXT. I feel that definitely someone that could be filling that spot in the face, maybe the second or third spot on the card, because there's so many heels currently at the moment in NXT that they are actually starting to get overloaded. So there is going to be some people missing some high-profile spots to take over if they're not careful.
Yeah, definitely. I think it'll be fun. It's always good to see the new faces though in the crowd, so to speak, just so you get insight from what's to come, if that makes sense.
No, completely agree. Well, that's NXT Takeover anyway, with our predictions there. And I think that, George, we've covered that very well. Just before we start to make a move, if there is any people who want to put any questions in, now really is the time, I would say.
We've got one. We've got one, definitely. Yeah, we've got one. This is from James Still, fellow SCW enthusiast. Hi, James. Thank you for watching. How about if Gargano loses and goes up to the main roster, then Champa gets drafted to the same brand on the main roster? They can then continue to feud. I really like that. I think that's a really good idea. It's clever. I think it'll be good to see this feud on the main stage of WWE. I think if it's given time, this could be something that they could tear down the whole of summer going forward. What do you reckon, Steve?
I completely agree. Do you know what? As much as I would love to see Gargano on a main roster somewhere, sadly, I do feel they're going to be he's going to be on 205 Live. But the thing is, though, he, if anyone, could perhaps give that brand a bit of life. And if Champa was to end up going there as well, I mean, I actually think for the first time in a long time, you could see a Cruiserweight Championship match that would be on the main roster, on the main part of the main pay-per-view, and would actually draw some attention and some heat. I completely agree. For me, people say they get bored of seeing Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I love the idea of them fighting forever. I like them seeing every step of the way they seem to be at the same level, and then they go a bit more. They seem to have dropped that. They're now joined themselves together. But with Gargano and Ciampa, they could really do that. And I think that that's what makes sense to me with Ciampa to pick up the victory, because Gargano would have to go away. You would then see Ciampa eventually get to the main roster himself, perhaps in the same place. And they can continue where they left off 6 months or a year down the line. There's no reason why they couldn't, because they would have the same heat, the same chemistry. I mean, these guys had a stellar match in the Cruiserweight Classic a couple of years ago, remember? And they were friends at that point. This has now got the best storyline behind it. So much heat and passion running with the NXT universe. I really feel that this would be stupid to be a one and done thing. I mean, you mentioned earlier, George, going to another takeover, but I personally would prefer it to be done at this takeover and then continued on the main roster.
Yeah, definitely. I think I think whatever happens, it's going to be interesting to see what they do and how it plays out. It's definitely something that I think if they want to go extra and carry it going, they can. If they end it, I'm sure it will end in style, so to speak. I think it'll be a clash of titans, so to speak. I think this is obviously due to the age and length of the feud, if that makes sense. I mean, WWE are going to give it their all, so to speak.